Hey, everyone, and welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told as Podcast, where we take a whole lot of information and we boil it down to the most interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Today, we are going deep on somebody who pretty much everybody knows,
Right.
Usain Bolt,
The fastest man alive?
the fastest man alive.
Yeah.
But
More than that, though.
this is more than
What's
just
more?
those record-breaking sprints, right?
Yeah.
This is about the man, the myth,
A legend.
the legend. His story is really fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows his speed,
Right.
but his story is really about overcoming these challenges.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah,
Born in Jamaica,
1986.
1986.
Yeah.
And it feels like right from the start.
Uh-huh.
Destiny had a track meet in mind for him.
Yeah, his talent was obvious early on.
Like, how early are we talking?
I mean, youngest world junior gold medalist ever
Wow.
in the 200 meters at just 15 years
Like
old.
15. I was like, World Junior Championships are basically like the Olympics for athletes under 20.
Okay.
Oh,
15 years old. I was tripping over my own 2 feet,
right.
not winning gold medals. So most of us are like worried about homework, and he's on the world stage.
Yeah. And, you know, there's this great story
Oh, I love a good story.
from the 2002 World Junior Championships.
Okay.
They were in Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
Imagine that pressure, you know,
Oh, yeah.
home crowd,
Yeah.
weight of the world,
Right.
you know?
Expectations.
And in a moment of pure nerves,
Okay.
he put his shoes on the wrong feet.
Wait, you're telling me Usain Bolt
Yes.
almost ran
Almost.
a major race with his shoes on the wrong feet. Okay, that's amazing.
Right.
That's hilarious.
It's kind of endearing, though, too, right?
It is endearing.
It is.
But okay, so that's like a funny story, but
Right.
this becomes a real turning point for him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This was a turning point.
Okay.
He vowed to never let his nerves control him again.
Uh-huh.
And well, we know what happened next.
Yeah, and I think that's a lesson for all of us, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, how can we take our blunders and turn them into fuel for success?
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
But even the fastest man on earth faces hurdles, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Early on, he struggles with some pretty serious hamstring injuries.
Oh, yeah.
They could have sidelined him forever.
I mean, we're talking career-threatening stuff.
Yeah.
Career-threatening.
But then enters Glenn Mills,
Oh, yeah.
legendary coach,
Yes.
who really helped transform Bolt
Him.
from just raw talent
Right.
into this like focused
Discipline.
force.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mills steps in,
Right.
revamps the training.
Yeah.
But then in 2007,
2007.
Bolt kind of does this unexpected thing.
Mm.
He demands to run the 100 meters.
The 100.
Up to this point. He's primarily known for the 200.
Yeah, the 200.
So why this shift?
Well, I think, you know, if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Okay.
Bolt wasn't content with just one lane, so to speak.
Right.
He wanted to prove himself.
Yeah.
In the most prestigious sprint event.
Okay.
You know, Mills was hesitant at first.
Of course.
Worried about, you know, pushing him too soon.
Right.
But eventually agreed.
Yeah.
And little did they know this decision would, like, rewrite history.
Yeah. And this is where things really start to accelerate
Mm-hmm.
towards the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Yeah.
The world was about to witness
I know.
something extraordinary.
Yeah, the energy in Beijing was electric.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, Bolt didn't just win.
Right.
He shattered world records in
Yeah.
both the 100 and 200 meters.
Uh-huh.
It was a performance that made him an instant global icon.
Before we get to that iconic 9.58
Right.
100-meter record,
Yeah.
let me just remind everybody,
Yes.
hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another episode of Tell Me More. Trust me, you won't want to miss the rest of this deep dive.
So much more to come.
Okay, back to Bolt's
Yes.
incredible journey.
Uh-huh.
That 9.58
Oh, yeah.
in the 100 meters in Berlin. A year later, in 2009,
2009.
mind-blowing.
It was mind-blowing.
Is the largest margin of improvement
Uh-huh.
ever recorded
Ever.
since electronic timing began.
Since they started doing it electronically.
Like, it wasn't just breaking a record.
Right.
It was demolishing it.
Demolishing it.
And, you know, scientists later calculated that he could have run even faster
Really?
had he not slowed down to celebrate.
Well, that's classic Bolt.
Right.
Classic Bolt.
Always putting on a show.
Always a showman.
And speaking of showmanship, did you know that after that record-breaking run,
Uh-huh.
they gave him a segment of the Berlin Wall?
What?
Yeah.
No way.
They said he essentially broke down the wall of human speed limits.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
That's a powerful image.
Yeah.
It really captures the magnitude of what he did.
Yeah. But as we know, fame and success often comes with scrutiny.
Yeah.
And Bolt was no exception.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Let's talk about those controversies.
Okay.
There were accusations of showboating.
Yeah.
The iconic poses.
Right.
Some people found them disrespectful.
Yeah.
And then there were the doping whispers.
Of course.
That always swirled around him.
Mm-hmm.
Though he vehemently denied any wrongdoing.
Right.
And never failed a single drug test.
A single one.
It's interesting to see how he navigated both the adulation and the criticism.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, it seems like he used it all as fuel.
Yeah.
To keep pushing himself.
Absolutely. Yeah, he never let it derail him.
He just kept going.
I just kept going.
But even for a legend, the road isn't always smooth.
No, it's not.
As his career progressed, he faced new challenges.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what kind of things are we talking about?
I mean, the wear and tear of all those years.
Yeah.
At the top started to show. The injuries became more frequent.
Right.
The victory is a little less effortless.
Right. Like, he makes it look so easy.
I know. But it wasn't.
Yeah.
Take the 2016 Rio Olympics, for instance.
Okay.
He still won gold.
Yeah.
In the 100 and 200 meters.
Right.
But his times were slower.
Yeah.
You could sense the strain. You know?
It makes you realize that even for someone like Bolt, who seemed almost superhuman, there are limits, right?
There are limits. Time catches up with everyone.
Yeah. Father Time is undefeated, as they say.
That's right. That's right.
His body was sending signals.
Yeah.
And those signals were getting harder and harder to ignore.
Yeah, they were.
And then came the 2017 World Championships in London.
Yes.
His final competition.
This final one.
It was a bittersweet ending.
It was bittersweet.
To an incredible career.
For sure.
Bittersweet is the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
He won bronze.
Bronze.
In his last individual 100-meter race.
Yeah.
Still a remarkable achievement.
Absolutely.
But not the gold we were all accustomed to seeing.
Right. We thought he was going to pull it out.
Right.
You know?
Like, come on, Bolt, you always do it.
Exactly.
And then in his very last race, the 4x100-meter relay.
It's a relay.
He pulled up, injured.
Oh, man.
Unable to finish.
I know.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
To watch.
It was.
Felt like the end of an era.
The end of an era.
You could feel the collective gasp from the crowd.
Yeah, you could.
But as we know, life has a way of throwing curveballs.
Always.
Even after you've crossed the finish line.
It does.
In 2023. Bolt faced a major financial crisis.
He did.
Over $12 million.
$12 million.
Vanished from his retirement savings account.
Wow.
Due to a massive fraud scheme.
That's terrible.
This is a stark reminder that even global icons are vulnerable to misfortune.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really important point, though, right?
Yeah.
It highlights the importance of financial literacy.
Yes.
And being cautious. No matter how successful you are.
Doesn't matter how much money you have.
Exactly.
Be careful.
But let's shift gears for a second.
Okay.
Bolt's ambitions always extended beyond the track.
Oh, yeah. He had all these other things he wanted to do.
Like, what kind of things are called?
I mean, he tried his hand at professional football.
Really?
Yeah. He trained with some top clubs.
Wow.
And then who could forget his foray into music?
Oh, right.
Released a reggae album.
Yeah.
And even started his own electric scooter company.
Electric scooter company.
Bolt Mobility.
Bolt Mobility.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's like he couldn't resist a challenge.
Yeah.
Always pushing boundaries. Refusing to be defined by just one thing.
It's like he brought that same Bolt energy.
Right.
That drive to excel to everything he tackled.
Everything he did.
Yeah, and that's what makes his story so compelling.
So,
he's more than just an athlete.
Right.
He's a brand.
A brand, a cultural icon.
A cultural icon.
A symbol of human potential.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Usain Bolt's life, what do you think his legacy will be?
That's a good question.
He once said he wanted to be remembered like Muhammad Ali and Pele.
Wow.
Athletes who transcended their sports to become global icons.
Global icons.
Do you think he's achieved that?
I think he's definitely on his way.
Yeah.
You know, he brought a level of charisma and showmanship to track and field That was unprecedented.
Yeah.
He made it exciting. He made it cool.
He made it must-see TV.
Must-see TV.
I never thought I'd be glued to the screen watching track and field.
I know.
But Bolt changed all that.
He did.
He had this rock star energy that was impossible to ignore.
Everyone was watching him.
Right. And it wasn't just about the entertainment factor.
No.
It was the impact he had on Jamaica.
Yeah.
He became a symbol of national pride.
Absolutely.
A beacon of hope for a small island nation making its mark on the world stage.
And he showed the world that greatness can come from anywhere. Right. It doesn't matter where you're from.
From a small island nation.
To the global stage.
To the global stage. You can do it.
And he did it all with that infectious smile.
Yeah.
That joy.
It was contagious.
It was just so contagious.
Yeah. His joy was a powerful reminder that sports at their core are about passion and celebration.
Yes.
Now, has he achieved that Ali Pele level of iconic status?
Right.
I think that's for history to decide.
I think it's safe to say that Bolt's impact extends far beyond those gold medals.
Yeah.
And world records.
For sure.
He's left an indelible mark on our collective memory.
Yes.
A reminder to strive for greatness.
Yes.
Embrace the journey and never stop chasing our dreams.
Beautifully put, too. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Our deep dive into the extraordinary life of Usain Bolt.
What a story.
A man who redefined speed, captivated the world, and showed us that even lightning can strike more than once.
More than once?
And on that note, we'll wrap up this episode of Tell Me More Stories Told as Podcast. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep telling those stories.
It's funny, we often focus on the speed, the records, the medals.
Right. Yeah.
But what really sets Bolt apart is his personality.
Absolutely.
He brought a sense of fun and showmanship to a sport that can sometimes feel very serious.
Very serious, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid to celebrate,
to
entertain, to let his personality shine through.
That's true, and that's what made him so relatable.
Right.
So magnetic.
I remember watching him at the Olympics and thinking, this guy is having a blast.
I know.
He wasn't just running.
Right.
He was putting on a performance.
The performance, yeah. And people loved it.
Yeah. He transcended the sport.
Right.
He became a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
You had people who had never watched a track meet in their lives tuning in just to see Usain Bolt.
It's incredible to think about the impact he had.
Yeah.
He inspired a generation of athletes.
Absolutely.
And showed the world the power of dedication, resilience, a positive attitude.
All of that.
And let's not forget the impact he had on Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
He put his country on the map. He became this symbol of national pride.
For sure.
He showed the world that greatness can come from anywhere.
Right.
From a small island nation
to the global stage.
To the global stage.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the life of Usain Bolt, I think it's safe to say that he achieved something truly special.
I think so, too.
He wasn't just fast.
Right.
He was a force of nature.
Yeah.
A symbol of human potential. An inspiration to millions.
He really was.
He reminded us that even in the face of adversity, we can achieve incredible things.
We can.
If we set our minds to it.
And never give up.
And never give up on our dreams.
That's it.
And maybe have a little fun along the way.
Always have fun.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into the life of the legendary Usain Bolt. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Tell Me More Stories Told as Podcast. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and never stop chasing those finish lines.